Hmm. So, I don't think I've ever seen it before. Alrighty, guys, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to another episode of the GhettoRig podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Eddie. Got my co-host Jay over here, and behind the camera we got Miguel.
How y'all
Like
doing
always,
tonight?
welcome back, everybody. We're just talking about Tudor and I don't even remember what. Oh, I was asking a question to Jay whether that Tudor made any watches, current watches that have the day and date window. I know, like for
Date
example,
of the week.
exactly day of the week and then date of the month. Um, the reason I was asking was because I
No,
was just telling.
day of the week and day of the month. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I was just telling Jay how I saw one of the managers today at one of the gas stations I went to go service, doing my bimbo stuff. He had an
Cause he's
old
the bimbo.
yes. He had an old 90s Tudor day date on a Jubilee fluted bezel. It was cool. A cool little watch. It was old as fuck.
Old as fuck.
Older than
Like
me.
vintage style.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
for real, yeah.
That's cool.
Oh,
The Jubilee is the one that has a lot of small ones, right?
it's the 5 link, yeah.
Okay.
It's the 5 link, exactly. Go ahead and look it up.
Yeah, let me look it up
1990s day date Tudor day date.
Tudor. How do you spell Tudor? Like this?
Just like that, yep.
So,
That one that you see two-tone, just like that. Very
this one
similar.
right
The one to the left. Oh, well, that's just a date just, right? Oh, no, that's a day date. That's a day date. Yeah, just it's very similar to that. Same bracelet style. You see how the small, only the middle link is gold?
here? Mm-hmm.
His all three small links were gold. So it was a little bit different. But yeah, it was a nice watch. He was
Cool.
telling me how he's had it for like 20 years and then he's never serviced it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the very, very small ones. There's even smaller ones than this, right?
Go ahead and hit images.
Oops. That's not what I meant to.
So to
Yes.
the right. That one, yeah. The one you were on.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, same thing. That's just not two. But yeah, same watch, just two-tone, like that one in the middle, to the left. One more.
No.
One more to the left of that. Yeah,
there you go.
literally that watch. But yeah, literally that watch with the same dial and everything.
Yeah,
It was
looks
cool.
nice. It looks classic.
It did. Yeah, it's got some. Man has some wear on it though. Like it was no polish was left out on that shit at all.
It's been
Oh.
fucking cold as fuck lately, fellas.
Yeah, it has been pretty cold over here. Which it's a different kind of cold, right?
It's bipolar for 2 days and that's it.
Right. So like during the day it'll damn near get to 70, but then at night it's 40 something.
Middle of the day, taking off your jacket and shit.
Yeah, and especially I work in the truck and stuff, and the truck's got no fucking AC. So
You guys got no AC at all?
no. Well, no.
You guys got a heater at least?
No,
No heater.
The
Okay.
blowers broken.
Okay.
It's not broken. It's for some reason not turning on.
I mean, you technically have AC if you just roll down the window.
But it sucks because like we go in the morning with like a big jacket on, and then by the end of the day you're like stripping down. Well, by middle of the day, and then by the time it gets like 4 or 5 o'clock, you're like putting it all back on again.
I feel that. But
I see what you did there. That was good. That
What?
was good. With the colds, being cold. Now you're gonna switch to your questions. Let me guess. I see what you did there. Miggy. Very nice.
Mickey's got a whole segue set up.
now you fucked me up, Jay. You fucked me up, Jay.
It was good. It was good, bro. It was good. I
Oh
like
my
the transition
gosh.
there.
That's funny. Anyways.
Go to your question.
Jay.
Now that Jay ruined it.
Jay, if you could be an expert at anything, bro, like
Uh-huh.
what would it be? Like
Expert
you
at
like
anything?
instantly, like Matrix type shit. Like
If I could be an expert
Just-
at anything,
Predicting future.
that's not
Accurately.
an actual. That's I'm not
Think
asking
of
for a
it realistically.
superpower. I'm talking about being an expert at something.
Yeah,
realistically,
there are
realistic.
experts out there that predict the
No, no,
future
no,
with
no,
numbers.
No,
Realistically, Jay,
what
come on.
expert is 100% accurate?
None.
I'd be expert what I would do.
Just math? Maybe like you're really good at math.
Nah.
No, because
No?
computers are good at that now.
Yeah.
I mean, still,
I would
there's
be
limitations. If you're a mathematician, dude, that's a cool skill to have. But just that's like your party trick. You're just really good at math.
yeah. So I would be
I know you have
expert
some, huh?
at. Now, when you say expert, are there people like you, or you are the best in the world and nobody can even come close to you?
Yeah, that as long as it's something realistic. Don't give me no
Yeah.
bullshit. Like I'm the expert at flying.
I would be an expert in marketing, but specifically in talking people into buying shit.
That's actually a really good skill. There we go. That's something that we can work with.
Buying shit
So
meaning
you
not
be so you
necessarily tangible products.
so you be like a Grant Cardone
Um,
or like an Ian. What was his name? He's one of those guys that does marketing, and he does like coaching for big companies.
well, see, this is what will happen. A lot of people that get super rich,
You know,
and then
Grant actually lives in Tampa.
yeah,
Hmm.
there are a lot of people that get super rich. You'll see them converting into selling classes. Like anytime you see somebody, I'll teach you how to fucking trade on the stock market. Is yeah, they made some money, but majority of their money is coming from those classes. That's how you make your money, is by
What's up,
selling
Matt?
classes, right? So I would
So you'd be an expert at that.
yeah
Marketing.
I would be an expert at marketing, but specifically if I'm whether I'm selling a product, whether I'm selling a service, whether I'm selling someone's personality, whether I'm like being a PR person, like specifically to convince someone with 100% certain that they're going to go the way I want them to go.
That's a cool skill. I like that.
Yeah, but that would involve you understanding human behavior, psychology, all of those things all combined, being able to talk to someone and just kind of, you know.
You can learn some of that though.
Mm.
I'm trying to think, cause like I could be.
Oh shit, I didn't know. Is he a Scientologist, Matt? Grant Cardone?
Grant has to live in Tampa, so he's close to Scientology headquarters at all times. I didn't know he was part of that. I'm trying to think of like I low-key want to give you like a boring answer, kind of like Jay did, you know, like marketing, something like that. That's, you know, gonna make a lot of money and this and that, be successful. But I'm trying to think of something that like could be fun and like make me money at the same time.
You don't think trying to sell something to someone, like you got a complete garbage product and you selling it, like it's complete fucking shit. It's
That feels like
garbage.
manipulating. I don't. That doesn't sound fun. I never liked manipulating customers when I worked at Best Buy. Like forcing
can
them,
agree.
forcing to buy total text and manipulating them to
But
buy something that they don't
I mean,
need.
if you
I
look at
never
it, at
liked
the end
that.
of the day, everything is manipulation. I mean, you
No,
can
when the
technically go
customer comes in, they buy something that they need because they want it. That's one thing.
They,
Like
they
you
want it or need it. There's two different
no,
things.
want it or need it, and then you manipulating them to
Oh no
want
no no
something
no!
else.
That's not what I'm talking about. You're talking about if they're coming into you. I'm talking about when I'm going out there and I'm selling it out. I'm
Okay.
actually reaching out to them,
Okay. No, I mean,
I understood what he said.
yeah.
not them coming into
So
me.
I don't know, man.
You'd be an expert what at video games, Eddie?
I was bro. You took the words out of my mouth, bro. How did you do that? How the fuck did you know what I was gonna say, Mickey?
I just start thinking.
Bro, be an expert at video games. I play video games,
Nah.
and make hella fucking money because you're
Nah.
gonna be a streamer or whatever, or an
I don't know
esports
if they
guy.
make hella money per se, but they make a good living. They make.
But if you're the best of the best, like
That's true.
literally,
If you're
you
an
said
ex-
it. The expertise number one.
If you're an expert,
If you're number one, ninja height of being number
Well,
one,
how
or
would you monetize on it?
or
It's like
shroud
someone-
height.
let's talk
Bro,
about
those guys make
let's-
money on brand
but
deals.
talking about
Hella
that.
brand deals.
Let's talk about a little bit of gaming and streaming and stuff like that.
But how would you make it money?
The
By
boy
somebody
Jinxie.
paying you, right?
Yeah, so basically, all these guys have brand deals.
But can they build a pipeline where they don't need to work and as they sleep, they're making money? Besides somebody watching their streams, like playing the videos, and that's how they-
Probably in the sense where these guys could, if they got big enough, they could probably. Damn, it looks like I have a mullet with this fucking hat, huh?
I like that.
Uh,
I like that.
You should go Peso Pluma, bro. I've been
No, I'm
telling
not
you
doing
the
it.
past 6 months.
I'm not doing it. What's it called? Yeah, they can. I think possibly they probably could if, like, for example, there are some few names out there that are big enough that are gonna have that their names are gonna carry weight even after they're done. You get what I'm saying?
No.
What do you?
Because I don't think gaming is gonna be. Gaming has existed since day one. Gaming has always kept a space in a culture. However, no one been able to influence anything in a whole big large scheme of things. Like they
What do you mean?
haven't. It's only for a very small percentage of women. Women. What the fuck am I talking about? Small
Yeah,
percentage,
but I'm
women
be the
and
fucking
men.
best of the best. I'm be number one.
Yeah, but it's a very small percentage, it's a small contingent of humans that you're going to talk to. It's not going to be relating to majority of people in the world, because majority of the people in the world, they're not even they don't care about gaming like that.
But enough people do where you can make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, but that's what my question is. That's why my
And
question comes in.
it's also a growing industry as well.
Well, my question comes in. That's fine. It's a growing industry, all good. But who usually buys games? People that have extra time to do it. And as you grow up, majority of people don't have extra time to play games. It's not falls off
But
the
a lot of
shelf.
people continue to do so. Like,
I'm not saying
for
they don't.
example, the
You know
extra
what's
time.
one interesting thing that I thought about the other day?
My
A lot of the culture change is not done by those people that are too busy, adults. It's really done by children, like younger generations.
the culture change is done by younger generation. Correct. That's absolutely correct. However, life happens and gaming just takes a back burner because believe me, you've played
CJ,
How
I've played
come
games.
how come that doesn't indicate a decline in the industry then?
It's
If
not going to indicate a decline because you're always going to have a younger generation of younger kids that are going to want to play, and that's
Exactly.
all who plays.
And then
So doesn't that
younger
doesn't that
generation
mean
continues to
that
grow.
that's just gonna make people like video games even more because they grew up with it, they grew up with it,
Yeah,
they
but
grew up
then
with
you
it.
can like a video game but not have time to play it. I like video games. I
Uh-huh.
don't have time to play them.
But that doesn't mean people don't consume that content.
Well, I don't consume that content. I like video games. I still don't consume that content.
Yeah, but you're not
You
into
do-
consuming streaming content
Yeah.
like me and Miguel do sometimes.
No, I am into consuming streaming content. I just find
No,
that there's-
streaming video games. Like he watches some stuff every once in a while.
Yeah.
I watch stuff every once in a while.
I've watched stuff like, especially when new games come out, I'll watch them actually streaming the whole game from beginning to the end.
I'll tell you something
watch that.
funny.
But
All
a
I'm trying
lot
to
of
say-
times,
The other day in Discord, Stealth said that his dad called him. He was in the kitchen or something. He was like, "Hey Noah, do you play this game that's on the TV right now?" And then he looked over and it was Valorant, and he started laughing, and he said, "These guys have really good aim." Like the guy could actually appreciate that. It's a fucking talent.
Yeah, you ever seen that grandpa? There's like a grandpa that's like a
Yeah.
sniper.
my
That's
dad,
like
my
plays.
dad play video games. My
No,
dad to this day, if I take my ass right now and I set up that chair, plug it into my computer, and tell him, Dad, it's set
Doing
up for you.
UFC.
Yes,
No,
but
no, he'll play the.
you're,
He has
you're
his
not,
racing.
you're
he
not
has his racing
understanding what
stuff.
I'm trying to say. The amount of
That's
time,
something really cool. My parents never did that shit.
amount of time that a younger person spends playing video games is not the same as
What's
the
up,
amount of
Copper?
time as a
3.1
grown
billion
up.
people play games
Mhm.
globally.
They do. I understand that they do, and majority of those games are probably on their cell phones.
A lot of people play mobile games.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, it's
But
not
again-
the type of games that you guys are talking about, which is sitting on
So
front
this
of the
is
computer.
this is the thing, Jay. You insist that people don't have time to play video games.
Don't have time to play the type of video games that you guys are talking about.
No. So even normal video games like a console or a PC, right?
Correct.
Like an actual console, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say that, but that's I'm just telling you straight up. I just believe because you're not one of those people who like them enough. You come here to the pod and we hang out. You hang out on the weekends. You do jujitsu.
Correct.
You do all these extracurriculars
Because
that
those
you
things-
choose to do.
I enjoy
Now-
those things more than video games.
Exactly, you
Yeah.
do, right?
Mhm.
And I enjoy a lot of these things a lot of my times more than video games. But then there's some times where we're like hanging out in the back, and I'll be in my room, right, playing games because that's what I enjoy. I still everyone has time, bro. Everyone has time to do shit.
I understand what you're saying, but so here's my thing.
It's just you, bro. You don't. And there's a lot of people like you. Man, we went so into reality with this unrealistic ass question that I don't get it anymore.
So my question was completely different, and they didn't get an answer. My question was, so let's say you said about the skill, right? Like I genuinely want to know, can you make residual income by being the best video game player?
Yes.
Yeah.
Through
How?
sponsorship.
through sponsorships?
Well, the sponsorship is they're just paying you for being
No, not necessarily. Shroud has done probably
You got
4 to 5 collaborations with Logitech, which means anytime they sell that Logitech mouse or keyboard or headset, that's residual income, isn't it? Doesn't have to necessarily keep playing. He's got that deal.
you also have G Fuel. You've got
G Fuel with all those
you got
guys.
all
Let me
you got all the
rephrase
gaming
it. Like a
brands.
subscription type of service.
Subscription type of service.
you have Patreon.
Well, no.
Which
You,
oh,
for
you're talking about
subscription,
residuals? Okay.
yeah, yeah, you couldn't have like a residual subscription service. No, it's the only subscription service with 40% on phone, 48% on PC, and 8% on
Yeah,
console, 4% other.
which is what
So that means
about
actually
again.
majority of it is on consoles and PCs.
Well,
Anyways,
because
whatever.
wait.
We'll,
It's a
we'll skip.
30. It's a 33.1 billion, right? 48% of 3.1 billion. You're looking at about what 1.4 billion people. 1.4 billion people is about 30% of the society. Minority of people play on PCs. Exactly my point.
Well, video games as a whole. Well, yeah, we understand minority of people. But
Yeah,
you're talking
that's my
about
point.
over a tenth of people in the world, which really is saying 10% or what, or not really 10%, but it's more.
It's a little bit more. It's more. It's like 30% of the people.
So
Not 30%. Probably a little bit less. About 20% or so. Yeah, a little bit less than 20. 15, 16%.
So 3 point. So you have to take whatever. A lot of people play. Enough people play video games, bro. Enough people. For
No,
sure.
I understand that. It's still
But yeah. So if your
my
question,
point is
your
that
question
majority of people do not play PC or console games. Majority of people don't have that kind of time. Majority of people have time to play those games on their phones because it's accessible, it's easy.
But
yet they choose not to do it.
he's telling you right here, the majority of people
Mhm.
out of those gamers
Mhm.
play on PC. Only 40%.
Yeah,
on the
but how
phone.
many of those PC players also play on their phone and also play on their consoles?
Most people who play on console never touch a fucking phone game. I don't play any phone games. Do you, Mickey?
I don't actually. I don't play any phone games. It's been a while. It's been since high school.
But you've played phone.
Maybe like
My,
early
my
college.
point is you've played phone games, right?
As a
I
kid.
played phone game.
As you
phone
played PC games, as you played console games, right?
Yeah,
All
but
at the same time.
It's been a while.
When you're much younger, correct?
Would I play a phone game if it's interesting enough? Sure.
No,
I play Clash
get to your
Royale.
original
That's
question.
exactly my point.
To get
As
to your
you
original
got
question
older,
about the residual
fall off.
subscription. Residual subscription, no, in the sense where nobody's gonna subscribe to you if you're no longer making content. Yeah.
A lot of streamers
Copper
have
is
died
saying-
off because of that.
Copper is saying PS5 is live. I don't like phone games that much. Okay, cool. But he's doing PS5. Like, that's his thing. He doesn't do a PC. He does more of a
Yeah,
PS5.
only 8% of gamers
Yeah.
play on console. And you actually saw this weird thing Sony released saying that PS5 is already in its later parts of life,
Which is crazy to
which
say.
is
What's the-
insane because it's only
what's
been
the
about a year.
breakdown?
Huh?
I want to know what's the breakdown between male and female playing those games. But I'm sure Alex will put it up there. But go ahead, say it. I'm sorry.
What happened to the stream? Yeah, it froze for a second. Everything okay? Just,
Looks good.
let us know, guys, in the chat. Yeah, Sony came out and said that PS5 is in its latter part of its life already, and so it's weird because the PS5's been out. What year did the PS5 release, Mickey? I think it was
Like middle of COVID, like early COVID.
yeah,
it's like a year or
2019?
two now. 3 years? 3 years? That long? Or 4 years? No,
It's been
shit.
4 or 5 already.
2020.
2020. Ah, okay.
So
So it's been out for 3
Three-
years. They're
3
saying
years.
it's already in its latter, or 4 years really, almost 4 years now, and it's in this latter part of its life. But it's only been about a year and a half where you could buy them.
That's true because it has been around for a while, and these companies are looking at the scale of things. They're looking into the future. They were already planning that. Hey, this is only gonna last these years.
Yeah, but then the new-
technology is advancing so quick. We're already planning ahead for
But
the
the
next
thing
one.
released the PS6, right? It took them what, year and a half for you to get your hands on PS5
But that was
right now?
because of COVID.
That was COVID and the
okay.
chip stuff.
Yeah.
So
that
what
was
would you
going on.
say like would be a
If the console released right now, it would be available.
Yeah.
right away to everyone?
Yeah.
6 months probably?
Not the
not-
week of, but in a
yeah.
couple weeks you'd be able to get
Hey,
it.
a
Yeah.
couple of weeks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be like the iPhone when it first comes out. Like you probably can't get it the first week. You might have to wait or
Bro,
something.
iPhones you gotta
Like, the
even
co-
when it's like into normal, like you still go there and they don't
You
have
know,
it.
no,
they
no,
don't
no.
come out.
Even I remember during I worked during a phone
Yeah.
release. I did. I remember doing pre-orders and everything. It's only like the first week, man.
Yeah, okay.
That
I
like
see what you're saying.
the more desirable ones are.
see what
You,
you're
Yeah,
like,
you're
even-
not
even the
gonna
first
be able to
week-
get the color or the storage that you want.
Yeah,
Exactly.
go ahead into this what you were talking about, the subscription type of based service.
What do you mean?
Like, can you do a subscription type of based service where they're like they subscribe to something that you do playing video games and that every month you're getting money off of that?
Streaming.
That's exactly how
That's what
subscriptions
streaming
work
is.
right now.
I mean, that's what streaming is.
Yeah. Right now, if you,
You
start streaming on
subscribe,
Twitch,
You give them
you
$5 and
yeah.
that's how you support them. You
Yeah.
don't have to. You could just do follows or get tips and donations.
and you get free bits that you can donate
You
and
can do
stuff like
bits
that.
Can you just watch it for free, or do you
Yeah.
have to?
No, you can
subscribe?
watch
No,
it
you
for
can
free.
watch it for free.
Right now, we
Now
can
let's
go on
talk a
Twitch.
little bit into something that did bug me while watching streams. The ads are very, very long since the last time I logged in on Twitch.
Bro, that shit's crazy.
It's
And that
like
happened recently.
3-minute ad breaks.
Yes, and that happened recently, Mickey, and I can tell you because
Why would somebody
I
watch
watch
fucking Twitch?
I watch Landmark's Twitch pretty constantly, his lives and stuff, and that's only happened recently that they were like 3-4 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking insane. But yeah,
And
you've always been able to do that as a streamer on Twitch.
the big
Start streaming, you can watch for free, and you have a subscription option where you.
the big reason
$5 a
why
month.
I initially started watching YouTube and started watching Twitch was because they didn't have any like long ad breaks. They
Mhm.
still had the short 30-second
Yeah.
ones initially when you like pop
30
into the
second or
stream,
1 minute maybe.
or not even when you pop into the stream when the streamer actually ran the ads. But now it's 3-minute
When you go into the
ads
stream-
by Twitch,
Yeah,
which is
and
ridiculous.
and most of them will happen. Most of the times it'll happen like when you start it. So it's like YouTube. You know, when you go to start the video, they give
Now,
you an initial ad.
Twitch
Twitch
does
is doing
allow
that too.
you to kind of browse through the channels. And
How does that
watch.
happen on Twitch and live? Twitch live.
They straight up put ads over the stream while the
Mhm.
person's still playing. You're watching an ad,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll give you like a small
And unless
screen
you
in the side.
and unless you subscribe to the channel, that's how they make their money.
Mm.
Like for example, I have Twitch.
So
And I have-
everything you're saying so far, to me, YouTube and Rumble are a better alternative. To
Of course,
Twitch.
nowadays,
100%.
But
Yes.
Twitch was definitely the big.
It's the
platform.
starter.
Yeah, that was the big Kickstarter to its.
You know, it's
streaming today.
Twitch is Facebook.
I see
Yeah,
what you're saying.
exactly. It's
And
Or you know what? Better way to put
MySpace
it.
probably.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's gonna die,
Mm-hmm.
and
I can see that.
face and YouTube's gonna be the Facebook.
Because they made it too complicated. To me, to see,
They're
when I'm-
fucking their streamers, man. From what I've heard,
The whole entire
people are not
platform is
happy with
kind
them.
of just doomed in a sense because I also logged in. I go to the just chatting section, and it just looked like a fucking cam porn website.
Yeah,
It was just literally two girls dancing with see-through white shirts, just moving their boobs. And
or the girls that sit there and they have no shirt on, but they just have like the camera right to here. Literally, like you can see cleavage
Yeah.
and all, just barely the
Now-
nipples out of the.
who's paying for that content? Dudes.
I mean, they're watching it for free.
Oh yeah, you
they're-
can watch it for free.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Who's
3-minute
paying-
ad
whether you paying
break.
monetarily or
3-minute
giving
ad break,
attention.
so they might cut your nut off, but if you're
Oh,
quick,
Mm.
you'll get it quick.
Yeah, so my thing is, I understand, like, the reason I think MySpace went away was because they made it too fucking complicated. You could post videos on there, you could post the whole fucking entire movies on there, you can do whatever you want. There's so many things you could do. And then Facebook came around, it was super, super easy to use. Now they've complicated the shit out of Facebook, and everyone
But I
kind of
think
moved
they're
to
all
Instagram.
complicated now.
Why did
And
you?
we've gotten used
Why
to it.
did you start using Facebook instead of MySpace?
It was-
Because in my time, I didn't know there was a MySpace.
I had a MySpace, but when Facebook came around, I was still too young to like
Exactly.
be in on the switch. While we were switching, I just did it.
So
I
I
started-
don't adapt social media that quickly. So when even MySpace came around, everybody was doing it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. And then eventually I ended up doing it, right? But much later, my friends already had it. Same thing with Facebook. A bunch of my friends had it, and I refused to go on it, and then I adopted. Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with Snapchat, right? Like, even though I barely use Snapchat, I'm always very, very slow to adopt any kind of new shit. Not simply because I don't know, it's just I don't like to do that.
You're not a follower. You just don't like to do it.
I mean, I eventually become a follower, right?
Because
I'm doing it.
In a way, yeah, but you do have your initial concerns as like, how can this negatively impact me?
Mm.
For example, like, am I gonna be wasting too much time on this application? Is it going to distract me?
55, 45,
Is it going to?
55, 45.
male and female.
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna be necessary for me to even do this, or is it just gonna
What's
be
up,
a
Nat?
hassle?
No, it's not that it's a hassle. Another new thing that
Because,
they're
like,
shoving
TikTok-
it down your throat, right? Like another way of them to make some sort of money. Another thing, and I think like, even if you take Facebook, even if you take Instagram, any of those, you take TikTok, right? 99% of that shit is complete garbage. 99% is complete garbage. The reason you keep there is because when you see something that you like, it gives you a dopamine shot. And then you constantly scroll through shit to find the next dopamine shot and the next dopamine shot. And it's just 99% time wasting, little time wasting that literally fucks with your brain and chemical balance of your brain, and you do that shit for whatever reason they
See,
figured out the formula.
See, I think we've had this conversation in the past before. I feel like it depends on how your social media algorithm is working. Right. Now, I'll give you anecdotally my experience.
Mm-hmm.
My social media does have a lot of bullshit that is time wasting, just
Mm-hmm.
dopamine hits of funny shit or something entertaining, but this or that. But a lot of it is mostly like watch stuff, which I
Yeah,
find fun to
that's
learn
mine
about.
too.
A lot of watch stuff, a lot of Formula One stuff, which is just something I'm into.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of it is catered to like things that you're into already, and so you're just learning about these subjects that you like more. Which a lot of my social media is that. But then I'll give you what I see on Emily's social media. Most of it is like funny, weird, cute, random shit.
Mm.
Right. And in that case, I feel like I agree with you. It depends on how your algorithm's set up and how you use social media.
So even the watch stuff, right? There's not much going on in a watch world. That's all my explore page is. Watches, fragrances, and that's it pretty much, right?
Mine is watches and jujitsu.
Yeah, watches, fragrances, jiu-jitsu. That's it. The three things that are coming up on
Yeah.
there, right? So even if you watch like the watches, right? There's only so many new watches they're making. So your content is limited right there. Fragrance the same thing. So
I
limited
don't know. It
content.
depends on how many.
Jiu-jitsu memes are not limited content, but everything else is just over and over
See,
again.
but the jujitsu, yes, you're seeing a lot of the same thing over and over again because a lot like it's all about what's hype right now in jujitsu, and everybody's posting like that. For example, when the bolo roll was big, like everyone's posting their version of a bolo roll. You know, with watches though, I will have to disagree with you a little bit. Depends on how open you are to learning about like the cheap and bullshit watches, right? Because for example, your page, I'm assuming, maybe tell me if I'm wrong, is a lot of Rolex, Roman Sharp, and like
No.
Richard Milles and like the 47th
No,
Street stuff.
Seiko's because
Mine is mostly like Seiko, a shit ton of Casio comes through my feed. And then even like there's the cheap random watch brands. Like I see a lot of videos of best watch under 1,000, best watch with a red dial under 500, best watch of this, and they're all random brands and just random shit.
so I'm looking at it right now. So lately what I did, I went down the rabbit hole of fragrances and trying to understand
Now
more
I'm
about
getting that shit
fragrances.
on my on my
Yeah.
feed.
Yeah, so fragrances were coming up more often. And then it gives me the quintessential thirst traps because people at my age look at thirst traps, so they're just shoving that in my throat. Even though I don't look at it, I don't like it. I literally just slide right through it. You know, when anytime that there's a thirst trap in there somewhere, I don't like that stuff. They'll still shove that in my face, but then it's just,
Holy shit.
you know. Anyway, the point here is that I don't adopt to new social media specifically.
I don't know. I feel like I've gotten my two that I really mess with, which is Facebook and mostly Instagram, and I kind of just stick to those. And in this day and age,
I'm mainly on
mostly
Instagram. I'm never
Instagram.
really so much on Facebook or
I haven't been on
TikTok.
Facebook lately.
I'm never on fucking TikTok. I refuse to
I
even
don't
fucking
use
touch TikTok.
I don't use
I
TikTok
deleted
or
TikTok
Twitter.
a long time ago, and it's been great. A lot of time has been used to put like good productive time.
Yeah, and a lot of dudes that I talk to, they're not that much on TikTok. A lot of dudes mostly stick to Instagram and YouTube, mainly YouTube.
I use
YouTube
YouTube,
is big
yes.
on
I
yeah.
use a lot of YouTube actually, yes,
YouTube shorts are big.
sometimes no, not even I use YouTube Shorts a lot actually. Even surprisingly on my desk setup, I'll fucking scroll through Shorts using my keyboard sitting there. But I like YouTube because sometimes I get sick of what's up, Rodolfo? I get sick of that exactly what you're talking about, like knowing that you're in like this trance with this fucking scrolling of the reels, and I'm like, let me watch like something long form, you know, and I'll go watch a podcast or some
So-
random car video or
So lately
watch
I've been
video.
doing this thing where if I want to see some sort of a news or anything like that, which is new watches or what was talking about fragrances, that's a trivial example. I'll look into it. I don't just look at it to look at it. Like I look at it to understand what each thing is. And if it's not giving me the information, I skip. It's not giving me information, I skip. I just want to find, which I think that's what whole thing is intended about, right? Like, it's not just like looking at memes all day long and funny videos, which is, yeah, it's funny, but like, fuck, man, that's just takes so much time out of the day. Next thing you know, you've been an hour on that phone, and like, shit, I still have other things to do. Like, I don't know, man. I don't like it too much.
Vegas. So in Vegas, we don't really have too much planned. I think we want to do like a little bus tour the day we get there. Um, Me and Jay want to go look at some watch stuff.
Yeah,
Want to go to some of the cool little watch boutiques. I want to see if we can squeeze in time to go into that Vacheron, just so I can maybe see one in person.
yeah. I'm down to go to Vacheron.
Um,
I'm sure some of those casinos will have their own like watch boutiques that we can see.
Probably,
They'll have
but it's
that.
gonna be full of like secondhand Rolexes, probably.
That's fine. You always
That's,
seen a Rolex, one Rolex, you've seen them all.
yeah, that's that's so true.
You know.
Once you go to the AD once and see the Rolexes, you're like, I don't need to see this anymore.
Yeah.
Unless it's something cool and vintage or like some weird cool
Mm.
piece like a Daytona or I don't know,
Not
something
even. Once
weird.
you've seen a Daytona in person, it's all the same Daytona.
Yeah.
No,
You know, talking about watches, you had an article, Jay, that I think Mickey pulled
well,
up.
Miggy had a bunch of questions. I want to go over Miggy's questions. He
Yeah,
always
go
has
ahead.
questions. We never fucking get to finish them.
Let's
Sure.
go,
If you
Mickey.
could be present to see an event.
Present or president?
No,
Present.
an event.
Present.
Yeah. Just present to see an event. What would it be?
Event.
Yeah.
Mm.
The invention of something, like
Mm.
a car, maybe, or again,
So
watches.
Elon Musk, when he created PayPal, he had this group of 9 people, right, that were there, and they were called the PayPal cartel. Most of those guys moved on to make a bunch of other things. A couple of them became venture capitalists. One of them created LinkedIn. One of them created the Twitter, Google, YouTube, Twitter. So I would want to be present during that meeting where they're all together, just like a fly on the wall, and listen what the fuck they're talking about. That's what I would want to do.
Damn, Jay's like so business oriented today. I'm thinking about like fucking when Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo.
Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I see that. I pull that shit up on YouTube and I'll watch it, and doesn't
But I
give
never-
me any. It doesn't enrich my life in any fucking way. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Jay doesn't like entertainment.
I know he doesn't.
I don't like mindless entertainment. That's what I do not like. Mindless entertainment. Once you see that knockout once, you see it once. And then another thing is, why would I want to be at that event where I have a better camera angle?
I was just thinking random shit like that, like something fun, and you're thinking like to learn, you know?
Well, yeah, obviously. Why would I not want to better myself? Like, who gives a shit? Connor knocked out Aldo. Great.
So I don't know, Mickey. I can't give you a solid answer on that one. I can't think of anything that I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Sorry to burst your bubbles, guys.
All
He's a fucking
let's
hater.
let's get into a little more serious. Jay's a little serious. Let's get into the serious.
All right, let's
All right.
do this.
Don't
Turn
do
it up.
Don't do it, Mickey. Don't do it.
Turn it up.
What's a skill or trait that you've seen in somebody that you try and emulate,
Try and emulate.
that you admire? You know,
Skill or trait.
for me,
My father's ability to stay calm.
that's what I was about to say. For me, it's the ability to stay calm under pressure.
My father's ability to stay calm. I can name 3 times, probably not even, where I've seen him lose his shit. 22 years, 3 times.
One being the other day when he almost throws that bimbo thing.
No, that's him just getting a little mad. No, I mean lose his shit, legit lose his shit. Never. He's his ability to stay calm and composed.
Yeah,
I wish.
that's something. So
I wish
big,
I could be
dude.
like that. I have. Hot
That's
blood, man.
probably one of my favorite things to see in somebody. Just be calm. It's okay. Everything will be all right.
I've been telling myself this a lot. We'll see.
Yeah, my uncle's ability to be a chameleon. No matter who's in the room, who is he talking to, doesn't matter. It could be a child, could be a grown-up, could be somebody that's his age, older than him. Everyone always fucking laughs with him. Everyone always has a conversation with him, and he's able to adapt to each person's intellectual level and just be with them at that level, not looking up, not looking down, just like
That's a very good
That-
ability to have as well. Just being able to blend in, you know, get along with everybody.
Yeah, it's not about getting along with everybody, just having a common language with everyone and understanding what that person is interested in and being able to have that conversation with that person.
Mm-hmm.
That
That's
I
something
think
big.
that would
You're
be.
very good at that, by the way.
Am I?
Yeah. What's a goal or
you.
dream that you guys
Which of
Or-
what?
what's a goal or dream that you have been working towards or actively working towards?
Go ahead, Jam. This is gonna take me a moment.
For me is being in a place where I'm comfortable enough financially, mentally, like in physically, um, to be to not worry about when I need something or want something, right? So right now I want to let's say fly to Europe. No problem. Get on my phone, tickets, flying with comfort. Not just flying but with comfort, right? That and just maybe have generational wealth, but that's a double-edged sword for me because I do understand 75% of the first generation and 90% of the second generation will lose all that wealth. And I think Vanderbilt's is a great example of that family where they just kind of squandered all the way. As a matter of fact, um, governor of California, his dad was worth $52 billion or something like that, or $32 billion, something like that. He passed. Everything went to the son, and son is worth only 17 right now. So he doesn't. Half of
Only
his shit is
17
gone.
billion.
But think about it. That's half of
Right.
his
50,
wealth
yeah.
gone. Whether he squandered it or did it for another purpose, or I don't know what he did. His dad was able to build the 35 billion, and the son fucking lost it all.
Not
And
all.
this, well, half of it, losing half of 35, half like losing.
But that's the thing, though. You have to put that in perspective. You're losing half, but you still got 15, 17 billion dollars left.
I understand that, but do you understand how much is $1 billion?
Right, I get it. I get it. And then
And
to
he lost
lose 20,
multiple
right,
billions.
to lose 20.
Yeah,
I
multiple
get it.
billions. So to me, that to me, I would, as a parent, I would be a failure.
But that's not really
That means
a
my kids
skill.
are.
But that's not really a skill you're striving towards.
No, but it's a goal.
Is a goal.
It's a
It's
goal.
goals. Skills would be, get to the point where you can say I'm comfortable enough, because those are all skills, right? And then the goal would be getting there where the family never needs anything, and then maybe go into philanthropy, like change the world. But before I change the world, I gotta fucking change. Gotta get there myself. Right?
Gotta get the cheese.
I can't change the world by not getting there myself. So
Word.
I would have to say just being disciplined. Something I feel like I was really shit at. And I can acknowledge that. And that I've been trying to get better, actively still working towards that because I'm still shit at being disciplined, but
You're making it to jujitsu.
I've been doing better. Not jujitsu wasn't one of those things. So I
It
feel
helps
like
you though. I mean,
so-
consistently going to something is very
see,
you
but
look-
jujitsu, I want to go.
your cuz said, fresh looking in that hat.
Oh, thank you, Nat. Jujitsu's Nat. We need to get you on the pod again. I just thought of that actually. We need to have you on again. It's been a while. Jiu-jitsu is one of those things that I really enjoy doing. I make time for. I specifically tell my dad, "Hey, look,
Oh shit, Nat is at work doing this. Wi-Fi is not that great. Thanks, Nat, for supporting. Damn, I like that.
So jiu-jitsu is one of those things where I literally tell my dad, like, "Hey, I got jiu-jitsu today at 7. So like, we need to hurry the fuck up and get these accounts done." You know what I mean? Or like, if we don't get them done, we're going home. We're like, I'm doing jiu-jitsu.
Bro, jiu-jitsu is the low-key reset button for your day. Like
It is.
anyone that's looking for a reset button, jiu-jitsu is it.
So to me,
I don't know what it is about jiu-jitsu, bro. Like there are other martial arts.
Yeah.
There is gym, but jiu-jitsu, for whatever fucking reason, it's a reset button. I don't understand it. I
need
cannot
Sometimes,
get it.
Some days I need. That's why this last Friday, because I didn't go since Monday. Though I went those 3 days. On Friday, I was like, I need it. I know I'm
Yeah.
gonna get it on Sunday.
I don't
but
know
I'm
whether
itching
it's like
for it.
being in that environment that's full of testosterone, you just going at it, or whether it's like you constantly feeling that you're not good enough and you need to get better, whether it's
Shit,
like
but even
you're
when there's not
physically
testosterone, if
exhausted.
you got Erica there, she'll make you feel like that.
Yeah. No, it's just there's something about jujitsu that makes no sense to me. I'm still trying to wrap my finger around it. I can't get it. I
But
can't get what it is.
What I'm trying to say is, so discipline. When I say discipline, is doing things that I hate or dislike, and doing them like I love them. So, for example, having to work on my car again, doing that. School, working on school, going to that goddamn account. I used to dread that shit. I don't know why. Like, and lately, I've just accepted it. It's just I don't mind it. I just have to go do it. I really don't. I don't hate it anymore. I really don't. And it's weird because I was actually thinking about that myself the other day. I was like, man, I don't care for this anymore. Like I used to hate this. I used to dread this shit. Even though I mean Jay was there with me yesterday. It takes me 30 minutes.
Yeah, it
It's
doesn't take
bullshit.
him. You didn't take him fucking shit yesterday. You just went
Well,
in
yeah,
and out.
because what the thing was, I had cleaned on Sunday, the day before. So when I went out on Monday, there was like barely anything to do. Um, I used to hate that shit, man. But lately, as I've been getting better with my discipline, it doesn't bother me anymore. It really doesn't bother me anymore. And I was always disciplined about that. I was always doing it. I was always doing it, hating it, but doing it and still hating it while I was doing it. Now I'm doing it and I don't care for it.
I think it's
And
not
that's
just
part
that
of
you.
I think that's part of what's come with me trying to be more disciplined, doing stuff with the car, working on school, um, working on this podcast sometimes, fucking doing the audio off hours. Like that shit sometimes I used to get fucking headaches. It's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being disciplined about things like that. I fucking love this podcast. I love you guys. I love doing it with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it was stressful. This fucking audio didn't want to fucking get fixed
Oh, the
sometimes.
good old days, dude.
So
That shit.
there's those things, you know, being disciplined.
I think what's happening, it's not you being disciplined with that work. It's just you being disciplined with everything else, which means
has helped.
shit gets done. And because shit gets done, when you need to go there, you're not like, fuck, I could use this time doing this. But now you're like, no, I've already done this. So it's just time for this now, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's about the time thing. I think it's because I've calloused myself
Could be.
into doing things that I don't necessarily like,
Yeah.
and doing them with ease, right? So that's exactly it.
It's the same thing with my work.
I
Like I have
heard-
things I have to do, like I have to do, and I get up, and at first I was kind of disliking that, but then I was like, all right, well, if I knock this out, now I have other stuff to do. You
Yeah.
know, it's more free time. It's
Right.
never on a back
It
burner.
all depends on how you look at it, right?
Yeah.
I heard this quote. The guy said exactly how I said it kind of earlier. Discipline is doing the things you hate with a smile on your face. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, and you know, working on that skill, still actively working at that. Hopefully one day I'll, you know, do things at the snap of a finger and not even think about it. I'm still not there yet, you know.
No, I'll get to you. I'll get to you. Eventually, we'll. What's the next question you had?
What's the most valuable lesson that you've learned from jujitsu?
Oh shit! Most valuable lesson I've learned from jiu-jitsu. Be okay with sucking. That's something I learned from martial arts, bro. Be okay with sucking. You want to know something too? Early within us doing jiu-jitsu, I recognized that, and I wasn't okay with it, but I recognized that's something you kind of need to do, and so. I mean, Miggy can tell you, like a lot of times during all rolls, I'll just throw myself on my back or go into turtle, get on my back or whatever. Be okay with sucking.
And you know what's the funniest part?
And
about
that
it?
shit has helped so much.
You know what's the funniest part about that? It's you being okay with sucking, like the idea that you suck is only in your head. And let me explain why. Because anytime you roll with someone that's better than you, they don't look at you saying, he's sucking. Like, I've never seen anybody roll with anyone and saying, he's sucking. Because you don't know at what part of their life this person is with their jiu-jitsu, right?
Right.
Even if you have the same belt, you don't look at it as though like this person sucks, right? Like this person has the same belt, you might have a couple of stripes on it or this and that. Let's say if they have the same belt, a couple of stripes, and you do win, it doesn't mean that they suck. It just means that you were a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times I think people like are afraid to go and do something new is because like, oh, I'm gonna suck. Well, you're gonna suck only for yourself because everyone else understands you're new at this.
Exactly.
You're new at this, so
Yeah.
who's gonna
one expects
blame you
anything
for like
more.
it was? Yeah. Now, if you've been doing it for 15 years and you still suck at the basics, then yeah, okay, you suck at it.
Right. Yeah.
But even then, they're like, okay, well, they're not that good at this, but they're really good at that.
And there's
so
more than likely probably a valid reason. Oh, they don't train often enough, or they probably took years
or
off,
they don't do that one specific thing enough.
Yeah.
But if they're really good at it, but if you're completely after 15 years doing something, you completely fucking suck at everything, then yeah, you suck. But like when you just start,
There's nobody. You're not gonna see a purple belt that sucks at everything. More than
Well,
likely, you're not.
well, no, you're gonna see a purple belt like in comparison to a black belt. Purple belt sucks at
Yes, in
everything.
comparison. In
Yeah.
comparison.
When in comparison to a white belt, purple belt is a fucking god, right?
Exactly.
So, but that's what I'm saying. That's why.
All hail Jay.
Yeah, no. That's why I'm saying like there's like that sucking thing is only mental. It's only in your head. No one looks at you that way when they roll with you.
Yeah.
You know, I just nobody leaves the gym like, yeah, I show that motherfucker. No.
No one thinks like that.
Yeah.
So like and like you were saying, jujitsu. So being okay with sucking, man, that's helped my endurance on bottom game so much. Because like for example, I used to get like you or one of the higher belts on top of me.
You're getting good at being a
And
bottom.
yeah, you're not getting good at it. I'm not getting good. I'm still a fucking piece of shit. But I'm
That was a sexual joke. You didn't get
getting
that.
fuck you. Getting better at being calm on the bottom. You know, not being the spazzy white belt. That the moment you mount me, I'm like, ah. No, I like chill out, look for a foot, look for an ankle, bump here, twist this way, chill, control my breathing,
Yeah.
and that's made me better at my jujitsu. Is being okay with sucking.
For me, it's more being comfortable with very uncomfortable situations. You got someone's elbow in your neck, they're putting pressure down, they're choking you, and you not freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not freaking out, and it's not oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
You know
No,
what
it's
I've
just like
noticed?
very methodical, calm.
Even I've noticed this as a one stripe white belt. I've noticed this most of the time when these guys are like putting that amount of pressure, like, and I'm not gonna say these guys because the higher belt's not like this, but like when I'm rolling with Miguel or Rodolfo or with Kevin or whatever, right? Or Felix, even Ozzy sometimes. Most of the time when they're doing that pressure, it's because they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So like they're you're on top side control and they're like putting that elbow into your neck. It's because they feel that fucking pressure on them and they're
Well,
trying to get loose.
well, yeah, they're trying to get. I don't think they're uncomfortable. Like that's just how you're gonna get out. But what I'm trying to say is
They're
that
uncomfortable with the situation.
well, they don't want to be in that situation,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly, which is jujitsu, right? But a lot of times people settle.
One of the
you
things that
can't
I've
hold.
learned from jiu-jitsu is there's a way out of everything, and it could be sometimes the long way. It's not going to be the
Bro,
easiest.
I've noticed this
And
shit.
then the
Like,
long way gets shorter as you do it, as you keep doing it. Because right now you can mount me and I'll get out of it like that. Right now a black belt will mount me and I'll be fucking spending the 7 or 10 minutes trying to get out and I won't be able to get out. It's just all perspective, right?
Yeah, but
You
then,
get good
but
at
then
it
you
as
have,
you go along.
exactly. You get these moves and you start planning ahead, and then you do a move, they counter, you do the next move. It's kind of a
Mm.
psychological
So
ASMR.
you start getting it better when you're like, I'm going to do this and they're going to do that, but then I'm gonna come back with this. You already have a game plan, right?
right now,
And then if that game plan doesn't work, you also understand where you can take it from there, right? So that's when you already start predicting
That's
their
just,
moves.
I think I
that's
feel
when
like
that
that's
comes.
more of that second stage.
Yeah, that
'Cause
is the second thing.
At first you have an initial plan that doesn't work out, and they're just all right. I'm
That
fucked.
doesn't really come around to you till about your third or fourth stripe on your blue belt. That doesn't really come around.
Mm.
Yeah,
So-
sometimes even first stripe of your
my brain right
Purple.
Yeah,
now,
'cause I
jiu-jitsu
don't really-
staging is underhooks. I'm constantly just thinking underhook.
Yeah.
Underhook kills everything.
underhook kills everything.
Like,
In broad terms.
yeah, in broad terms, right? Not everything, but underhook, like, and sometimes, like for the example, the other day, I was half guard bottom, had an underhook, and I was basically trying to kind of do the same sweep we're doing today in a sense, right? That's the sweep, but kind of that same position of climbing up the back, right? And I felt that pressure, but I'm like, I got the underhook, and I could feel the budging happening, but they're putting pressure. And I'm like, but I've got the underhook, and so I was like, the underhook gets everything, inch, 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 inch,
Yeah,
inch with the underhook, and I got it.
It works, yeah.
It works. So sometimes you feel like the underhook's like, oh, even though I got the underhook, like the pressure's there, bro. Inch it, fucking climb it.
So
like
so
scoot it.
so I think when I kind of knew I'm getting not okay, but like little whatever is below okay, but a little above sucking.
Yeah.
Is when I was rolling with this kid, and this kid was a wrestler, tall dude, about 6'3",
Mm-hmm.
solid 240, not a single pound of fat on him, right? And I'm going with him, and we're in standing up. He's trying to take me down, and I'm not giving it to him, right? And he couldn't take me down for the solid 6 minutes. We went at it, and he couldn't take me down. And then last 1 minute, this kid is gassing out. I see him gas out, and then he's not doing as much effort. And I looked at him, I was like, bro, I'm just as tired as you are. Don't quit. Keep going.
Yeah.
And what I realized is like the time is limited, yes, but your opponent gets just as tired as you do. So if they get just as tired as you do, if you're in a shitty situation, they're probably just as tired. So if you have a little bit more than what it takes than they do, you're going to win. Like that's literally the bottom. Like you
Yeah.
persevering, like you saying, okay, this fucking sucks, but I also know I gave him hell, so he's tired and it sucks for him too. That's basically the gist of it. You
Yeah.
know, unless they're doing that
you
thing where
know,
they're treating you like
lately we've been
when they're
sometimes
breakdancing on your back, then you're just like, all right, yeah, no.
sometimes some of these random roles we're having at the gym, some of them are starting standing, and as the white belt, I'm scared of shit.
Yeah.
You know, and so every time that I see someone start standing, I just grab those the gi on the arms and I just sit my ass down, bro.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, because like
Yeah.
we haven't really practiced too many takedowns.
No.
We've done like 3 maybe.
Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of falling, and they usually fall wrong, and we don't practice how to fall properly. So it's
I see because of prior martial arts experience, I understand how to break fall.
yeah.
Like you roll the momentum
Mm.
down, right?
But see the break fall, like okay, so to give you a contrast, when we used to do martial arts back home, which was sambo, which is pretty similar to judo, similar to jujitsu, it's not really, but the, the the class would start the warm ups. Part of the warm ups was breaking fall.
Yeah,
It didn't matter. You were breaking fall every day.
yeah,
So you became very, very comfortable with breaking fall. So when somebody would throw you, you were very comfortable at falling, right?
yeah.
Which in
And,
majority of jujitsu classes they don't teach. We don't have
maybe
time for that.
maybe I shouldn't be so scared of the standing up because I never shoot for the takedowns.
You shouldn't
right?
be scared of standing up with someone that knows what they're doing.
But for example, like the other day, I started standing up with not started. We started around on their knees, but at one point we stood up, me and Felix Eduardo,
Mhm.
and he got me with a single leg, and I felt just fine. It wasn't scary or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe I should open myself up more.
Yeah,
To,
someone that like Felix Eduardo is a very, very experienced martial artist as far as it goes down to throwing.
yes.
So he's not going to hurt you. He's going to do
Yeah.
it the proper way. The only time you hurt yourself is when you fall and you don't break the fall properly.
Right.
That's when you hurt yourself. But the bottom line is, I don't know.
Fall like a sack of potatoes.
I don't know how I feel about throwing people. I will do it. Trust me. If you're there, if that's what we're doing, you fucking flying.
Yeah.
If the task is to
Yeah.
stand up game, I'm going for it. You know, but in general, I don't like to do that. Just let's start calm. You know,
Mhm.
everybody has work tomorrow. You know, but yeah.
Exactly.
Did have you travel a lot more than us? Have you ever encountered like a weird tradition that's only like practiced somewhere else?
Mm-mm.
No.
I have, and I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll get to
Mm.
me. I'll give
Okay.
it to you.
No, because I've been to so many countries, and then the country I'm coming from is a very traditional country, which would
Pretty
be
weird on their own,
traditionals
right?
would have considered being weird here. I don't think there. One weird tradition I would say it's about actually United States when kids leave their parents' house at 18.
That is actually kind of weird because
To me, that's the
we don't
weirdest
see
shit
that
ever.
Yeah,
in America.
it's weird. It's weird as fuck to us too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird as shit. The reason I say it's weird as shit at 18, you
have
don't know
nothing.
what making money is, and you just leave the house because you found a bartending job. So now you can work and
It's just
spend
a
all
lot
of
of
your
times,
money on rent. It
Well,
make no fucking sense
from
to
what
me.
from what I'm gathering, what you're saying is basically a lot of times just a recipe for disaster.
100 fucking percent.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you think that
Where
cr-
the
do you-
countries we come from, it's mostly get with your girl or get with your guy, get married, and that's when you move out usually.
and not even a lot of the time
They're
those
staying
same
with the parents.
Inefficiency in the
they're
house.
staying in there. Yeah, they
Yeah.
create some type of addition to the house.
Yeah, that happens a lot actually with Latinos. A
It's
lot.
not Latinos. It's rest of the fucking
Yeah.
world. Rest of the non-westernized world.
And it's funny 'cause when
Even the westernized world, some of the countries will still not do it. Like France, Italy, Portugal, like all these places, they still will stay with their like it's primarily United States, Canada, England, maybe Australia.
I thought it being a weird thing because I grew up being the Americanized Latino, and so when I first heard of that, I was like, "What the fuck? You're not getting their own house?"
Yeah.
I thought it was weird when I first heard it. Then I understood it was the norm. Go ahead, Mickey. You had another question.
Have you guys ever had like a unconventional hobby that you've done before that you practiced? Like for me, it would be spearfishing. I only did that like 2 times or 3 times. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. per
I've free
se.
dived.
It's
Yeah.
just it's a little more difficult thing
Yes.
to do.
So
That
for
shit is hard. Free diving is hard.
for me, I'll dive into a subject, and it would be something like I'm interested in. For example, watches. I'll start consuming as much material as possible about the watches where I have a basic understanding of what watches are, and I can keep a conversation, right? After I've gotten there, then I'll move on to the next subject. Where for me lately, it's been the fragrances. I've like deep dove into this shit, like hours and hours upon hours of research putting into understanding how this works, right? Before that, it was reading books at like intense levels of reading books, right? Before that, it was consuming intense amounts of uh, evolutionary psychology. You know what I mean? Which I still do. Some of the things will stay with me for the rest of my life, continuously consuming about it and learning more. But my hobbies always change. I've gotten into photography, not to the extent that you have, but I can sit down and talk to you about ISOs, aperture, focal lenses. I can talk about cameras. I can talk about full frame, 3/4 frame. I can have that conversation. Why? Because I even purchased a whole fucking book to understand my own camera, right? Specifically designed for that camera, right? Just because things like that, like I want to understand how basic.
I went through the
Those are
same.
the
I went
hobbies.
through similar things. When I was in high school, I got really into um, like hype clothing brands, like constantly keeping up with what's new coming
Yeah,
out, what's gonna drop, who's dropping this, who's collabing with boom, boom, boom. That I didn't really hang on too much. It's still part of my feed. Like shoes is a big part of my feed still. Watches, definitely. That's my current thing right
yeah.
now. Like I'm
Current thing is
still
watches.
learning
Yeah.
a lot about
Bro,
watches.
I'm telling you, you're literally sleeping on this. Read it's Ask Men Watch Snob. He has an entire blog on this. You read any of his materials, you start on because he's kind of an asshole when he talks about watches.
Yeah,
You'll see an article of him praising a certain type of a watch, and then you'll see another article like dog shitting that
the
same
same watch.
watch.
Yeah,
But then he gives you the good and the bad, and he's kind of like assholish about it.
yeah.
But that blog has taught me so much about the fucking watches that you don't even know. Like it's taught me immense amounts about the watches.
Then things like cars. I went through like a deep car stage when I got my
I
Subaru.
never gotten into cars like
Like
that.
really, like for me, I like I got so heavy into it that I started understanding compression ratios for different kinds of cars, if whether it's naturally aspirated or turbo or whatever. Not like basically, I know more than 90% of the people I meet when it comes to cars. You know,
Yeah.
and
I never got into cars like that. Like I understand how cars work, but never really interested me. Like I'll sit there and work on a car. Yeah, that's cool and
yeah,
interesting, taking it out, putting it back together, but never had the wanting to understand how the fucking compression ratios work. Or I don't give a shit
yeah.
about
Like
that.
I just got into it because it was just part of my journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that weird niche thing Miguel was talking about. Because there are a lot of people into cars, but like how deep I got into it, especially since I had to do my whole motor swap and learn, and most people don't know as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, not to say that I've practically used it a lot. I've only worked on my car, right? Never done too much, and work help my buddies with their cars. Another one would probably be technology. When I was working at Best Buy, getting into learning computers and all the different things,
Yeah, I
and
did that for a while when I was
like
younger, when I
deep
was a
learn, and that's
PC.
something that I still kind of keep up with, kind of currently a little bit. More on the audio side though. Like nowadays, I'm more just kind of keeping up with what Sennheiser's coming out with, or what new mixers Rode or Behringer's making and stuff like that.
What about you, Miggy?
I was gonna ask a different question.
What about
What's yours?
your
We want to hear your answer,
what's your
bro.
odd
I
hobby?
don't
Yeah.
remember what I asked.
Ninja OnlyFans doesn't count.
Oh, I learned. I mean, when I was in middle school, I played the saxophone, and I actually really enjoyed that. I keep talking about how I want to get one.
I thought I told you my odd hobby, spearfishing.
No, that's right.
Give us another one. We gave like 5, bro.
Uh, fuck, dude.
He had his answer prepared, and now we're putting him on the spot. Just like we were on the
Yeah.
spot. That's how it feels, Mickey.
I had already thought my answer through.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, photography. Now I do a little video editing.
Bikes?
From time to time. Motorcycles. All boring stuff, dude.
No,
Not
it's
really boring. That's
it's
like
not boring
that's like
stuff, bro.
straight up dude shit.
Yeah, it's dude shit. Just like we were talking about dude shit. Watches, cars, technology, like technology and shit. Dude shit.
Has a stranger ever come up to you and just fucking just told you something really cool?
Um,
Yeah.
n-
I can't remember what.
not unsolicited. Solicited, yes.
I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, meaning like soliciting opinion.
I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. What she said. It was this dude probably in his 50s or 60s, dressed straight like a woman, like an old woman with a dress on and like glasses, long hair, and makeup and shit. And we were laughing at our table at a restaurant, and um she walked by and said something really, really fucking funny. I can't remember what it was though. It was something memorable. Can't remember what the fuck they said.
No, I guess it wasn't
And it
that
was funny
memorable,
too
huh?
because it made me laugh so hard that in my head I said out loud like I want to be like that when I'm older. And everyone at the table went with the transgender, and I was like, no, no, no. Oh shit.
If you guys could have any historical,
Rick the
Ninja,
Stick?
how you
Rick
duck
the
these, bro?
Stick?
You like a straight up ninja, bro, ducking all them fucking stars that are thrown at you.
Rick the Stick. You guys know the Rick the Stick
Yeah.
story?
oh yeah, the guy at Best Buy.
Yeah, I
They
still
give
have
you a
that stick,
stick.
bro. I pull it out every once in a while. And
That's
whip a
pride
motherfucker.
possession, dog.
Yeah, Rick the Stick, bro. I'll
He-
That
never
kid's gonna-
forget
that's-
he's
that.
gonna he's gonna end up framing that.
Listen,
I'll
that's gonna
never forget
become
that
an
guy.
heirloom. It's gonna get passed down to his children. I'm
I'm
telling
gonna
you
use
this
it
right
to
now.
beat them.
My neighbor, he actually passed down to us. I think it was what are those things called? Those things that you use to pop a tire.
To plug?
No, to like pop a tire or
Oh, like to mount it?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Whatever. But it was this big, heavy one, right? And he gave it to my grandpa. He's like, yeah, this has been passed down from generation to generation for about 3 generations.
No shit.
Yeah.
So now it's yours.
Yeah.
After
He's
your
moved on, and his only children lived up north. They didn't really give a fuck about him in a way.
So just a metal bar piece or the whole equipment?
I don't know how to say it in English. Patacabra.
A crowbar.
Yeah, it was just a big
A
fucking crowbar, dude.
Okay.
Oh, one of the ones with like the thick ends for the tires to
Yeah.
hook into the tires. Yeah. What's your? I have a question.
Go for it.
What's like something memorable you have that was been passed on to you by someone you
That
really
guy.
cared about?
Oh.
No, that you actually cared about. That you really cared about. So, for example, I
Um,
have a couple things. Like recently, I showed on the podcast my watch that my grandfather gave me.
it is actually a watch. I have a watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really,
My Calvin Klein.
really.
Yeah.
Who gave that to you?
Stepdad.
Yeah, so that's gonna mean a lot to you for forever.
Yep.
So my grandpa's watch too.
Yeah,
You know, that's
That's-
the old Orient.
that's sick. We all got watches. That's fucking
My
cool.
grandpa gave me an Invicta.
Yeah,
That's
I-
another one.
I have. Where's that at, Mickey? Why'd you wear it?
It's too fucking bulky and heavy.
Oh,
dude. I
it's
don't
a big
that
Invicta.
shit, dude. Those things are so damn heavy, dude.
Oh,
No reason. No reason at all.
I have a acoustic guitar in that closet behind you.
I'll have a guitar that I fucking
that my
never
dad's.
never learned how to play. Restrung
neither.
again. Still couldn't learn how to play. So I was like,
I have an acoustic guitar that my grandfather
I
gave
got
me
two.
that passed.
I
My
got
dad's
two
dad.
guitars. One of them was actually a given gift. It's an old one. It's like an old Fender.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
mine
yeah.
is like a
I looked it up the other day. That shit was like $1,600.
mine is like a shitty, probably like $40 from the Save a Lot kids acoustic guitar. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's not a full size one.
And then I have one
But
of those. Remember back in the day, they used to have those Esteban commercials. Learn how to play flamingo.
No.
It was $180. I paid for that shit.
damn.
Yeah, bro. It came with its own little amplifier thingy that you plug in the guitar in, and it came with the chords and everything.
I made
Yeah,
my
I
dad
have
buy
that
me an
too.
electric guitar once.
Yeah, I have that too.
But yeah, my dad's dad, my grandfather who passed a few years back, he gave me that guitar. So
I'm finally at the point when I was younger. The situation I was in would always get shoes, and they would always fucking suck. They would always rip, break, or whatever. So as I grew up, I always liked to buy a bunch of shoes, and I do have a lot of fucking shoes. You've seen it. I've shit ton of shoes, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't need shoes anymore. Like I've already filled the gap of
Me too.
wanting
I'm like
shoes.
that right now. Yeah.
I don't.
I realized the other day that my Kobe's worn out are probably worth $100 at least.
Yeah, you got the
Worn out.
PB and J's, right?
Yeah, it's same with old school
it's-
Yeezys,
I don't remember
bro.
what
I
they're
don't know
called. I
why.
looked them up again, but they're on StockX for around $500.
Damn.
Just crazy, dude.
Yeah. I have a pair of Nikes that when I bought them for like $80 at the store.
I bought
That
those
right
for
now
like
are
$100.
brand new. They're over $300.
You're forgetting about video games. Your mom said, "Hey, you're forgetting
Oh.
about video games."
Eddie, you are no, I'm not. I played the other day. The fuck? I played actually twice this past week, 3 times. Think it.
If you guys could have a pet, but it can't be like a fucking regular ass pet or like a cat or a dog. What would it be?
Dog.
A fox.
I just said it can't be a
Can't be a
regular ass
dog.
thing
Oh,
like a
cannot be a
cat or a
regular-
dog.
Fox.
Fox?
Yeah, I want a fox because they can be domestic. They can be domesticated just like a dog would be.
I saw a video of a guy going up to a coyote and just fucking tickling him, and the coyote biting him back, and he's like, "Oh no, we're just playing." The
I
guy,
want a fucking monkey.
monkey. You know,
A
my mom
monkey.
wanted a monkey for the longest. I don't think she understands how much work those fucking things are.
And how dangerous that motherfucker is.
They'll
I would
fucking
want a
strangle
monkey.
you in your sleep at night.
No, I want one of the little monkeys, bro.
Yeah, it'll still rip your
They'll
nose
still
off
fucking kill you, dude.
Why would they do that to you? if you
because
treat
they
them
go
nice?
crazy. Because
If you treat 'em- if you
they're
treat 'em
emotional.
nice- if you
They're
treat 'em
emotional
nice.
as shit. Like you go to grab something from them, just fucking goes crazy. Or because you fucking turned right instead of left, goes fucking crazy. Those things are wild animals.
He suddenly
I
doesn't
still
want a
want a
monkey
fucking
anymore.
monkey.
Me
Oh, he
too.
does. Okay.
You know, when I was a kid, I wanted a monkey, and my dad wanted a monkey too, and then we tried convincing my mom. You remember on 38th, that guy that had all the
I thought there was
stickers?
some people that sold some
On
monkeys. around here.
38th, that guy that he actually out of his shop, he used to make the panels, right? Like that's where he did out of his house was he had a little shop in his garage that he made posters and fucking stands for shit, like, you know, for businesses, right? Like those classic yellow and red and orange
Hand painted
posters.
wood and stuff.
Yeah, and he had one in his front yard. I think it was on his car about monkeys for sale, something like that.
I remember my mom had told me, she was like, "I want to get a monkey. I want to get
Everyone
a
knows
monkey."
that fucking sign in St. Pete. I swear to God.
That's hilarious.
Me and my
Alright,
dad
I
wanted
ran up
one.
questions, guys, but we do have some reserves.
Yeah, so it's I watched one. I watched one, the first one.
Best overall watches under $1,000.
So Christopher Ward, the 12. We've talked about this watch many times. I think that this is probably so. So before I ask this, and this is gonna actually might change my opinion about what I'm gonna say. Jay, what would you say the Salida movement is compared to the Powermatics 80/ETA movement I have in my T-Sol?
What is it?
Like Salida compared to the ETA.
I think at this point they're pretty reliable. But
Mickey,
it's,
would you mind looking up the accuracy of that movement, the Salida S20 SW
so
200, whatever?
I don't look at accuracy of it, right? Like you have to take that into account, obviously. But I look at it as the versatility of being used. I think ETA movement has the
So it looks like the ETA might be a little more accurate.
ETA has the market for sure, is considered a better movement. Then I would probably go with the Seiko 6R, and then I would go with Salida and Miyotas after that.
Really, you would put the Salida under the Seiko 6R?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
because I think Seiko 6R and ETA movement are pretty much even
Okay.
as far as reliability goes, as far as versatility goes.
Not accuracy though.
But you see, here's the thing about mechanical watches.
But wait,
You
let me
can't
ask you
really
this.
talk accuracy with mechanical watches.
But what
at
else
the
are you
end of the-
talking then?
At the end of the day,
Reliability,
none of them
maybe.
are fucking accurate.
Yeah,
none of
them are accurate. But let me ask you this though. Then what else are you comparing? Reliability? That's about it.
Reliability, versatility, and how many
Versatility in what
watches they've
sense?
been used in, how
Ah.
much how much it can be modified to be used in another watch and things like that.
Yeah, but those are things that aren't applicable to a normal user. You don't really care about that.
In which sense?
Why would I care about how many watches this movement can be put in?
Because
I only care about the watch I'm buying.
Yeah, but because an average user will buy an ETA movement without understanding that they're buying an ETA movement.
But think about
They'll
it.
be dressed by something else.
Even as a user like myself that understands watches a little bit, I only care about accuracy and reliability. Those are the only two
But see, this
factors
is the thing.
you
If
can
you
care
care
about.
about accuracy, get a Casio. You
Yeah,
care
you
about
get a-
accuracy, that's what you should
You get a course watch, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like if you're talking about accuracy, that's why I don't like when people say accuracy.
But what
No-
else are you going to talk about? It's accuracy and reliability. Accuracy, how accurate it is in time, and reliability. How long is this movement going to last?
No.
That's all that
obviously,
really matters.
If this shit is accuracy is like off by like 15 minutes a day, then yeah, obviously. But if it's within the 40 seconds range, within one day, it's a 40 seconds range. I think it's pretty good. Because
You're right. No, I'm not.
30 versus 30 versus 15, it just makes
You're
no
right.
difference.
I understand. But those are the differences you have to look at. That's all there is. What other factors really matter?
The other factors would be how it's made, how long it's been in production, how long
Why
it's
does
been
that
used.
matter?
Because you have to understand, those things don't change unless they have to.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? If it's in watches, you have this thing in watches where it's don't fix this if it's not broken, right? Because it's very versatile. They can continue to use it. ETM movement's been for the better part of, I don't know, 30, 40 years. They've been using the same damn movement. You know, same thing with 6R. 6R, if you take it down the memory lane, it came from the 7, right? 7 4 then became 6,
Right.
right? They just slowly moved up, right? But it's all based on a 7, right? ETA was the same way. It's got a beginning from somewhere, but then they kind of stuck. They never were modified. They were never made better in any way. It's other watchmakers will take that and make it their own. Make
Go
it
back up to that Christopher Ward. I have one more thing to say about it. So I noticed. So this watch comes in a 40 millimeter and a 36. If you buy the 36, you don't get a date window.
Makes sense. It's a different movement. Makes sense.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was looking at the watches, that you don't get a date window, and they're the same price for the 36 and the 40
Yeah, that
millimeter.
makes sense.
All right, now you can go down.
Best
Casio World
watches
Time.
under 200. The Casio World Time.
If you're gonna buy a Casio, in my opinion, just get the most basic Casio you can get.
See this
So
this Casio
one?
World Time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best
Get-
thing. That's
just
the
get
best
that.
watch ever.
that.
So go back to the World Time. This World Time in the Casio community is one of the top watches I've seen talked about. So I'll just say that much.
It looks like a very good looking watch to me.
The reason
For
it's
a
like
Casio,
that,
it looks very good.
the reason it's look like that because it got those cool graphics on there, and then it gives you the time. Like
You
it
can switch
highlights
between all the time zones.
it highlights the part of the world where the time zone is set at. Things like that. I get it. That's why. But other than that, your regular Casio is just as fine.
We got
Although it's so, I would say get this one, not the very old school one, but get this one. You get a lot more versatility out of this one.
Yeah, this one is probably actually what I've been looking at as one of my next pickups.
Go back up. Go back up one. Let me look at that picture. Yeah, I can see why they keep talking about it because it does look good.
Yeah, man, I'm being for real. It's probably in the top 3 watches.
Yeah,
talked
but I
about.
wouldn't get it.
It's the top 3 watches talked about in the Casio community. I'm being
I would
straight
get
up.
this before I get that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I really like this one. This is probably like the best G-Shock. You know why? Because it's small. It's a 36 millimeter.
Mhm.
It's
And
like a
it's-
30.
and-
It's like a
and you can
36, 38
literally-
millimeter.
And you can literally fucking hammer nails with it.
Yep.
And it'll be fine.
The Timex GMT.
Nah,
So this watch is getting a lot of fame. I see it coming up a lot because, like I said, I'm into a lot of the forums and algorithm of like the cheaper watches, the cheaper alternatives, because I'm broke. So that's what comes up for me. This watch gets a lot of fucking hype. A lot of hype.
So it's a GMT and it's a quartz, right? That right there.
It uses Swiss quartz movement. At
Yeah,
least.
that right there.
Ian Gary has a Timex sponsorship, doesn't he?
I think the whole UFC has a Timex sponsorship.
Huh.
Yeah.
That right there for me is enough. Timex never, in my opinion, they never really made any headway or anything. It never created anything original.
I like the Expedition, the titanium Expedition. It comes automatic with a Miyota movement. Now I will say, sorry, excuse me. From the reviews I've heard on how much Miyota movements are
Suck.
experiencing problems, like actual legit reliability problems, I would never buy a watch with a Miyota movement. Bertucci, this is another watch that I've seen that catches a lot of hype in the cheaper watch community. I will say this though, the Bertucci comes with quartz movement. I would buy the Bouderie over the Bertucci. You're getting basically the same watch, but with a Seiko automatic movement. It's titanium, just like this. It literally looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
Same.
but Bertucci has probably the name.
Bertucci has the name. Yes, you're absolutely right. Bertucci has the name.
I'm not the biggest fan of the design. I'm not a big fan of those straps either, but that's just depending on the person's
Yeah.
liking.
Yep, I like it. I did not like them before. Then my grandfather gave me that field watch, and I had no other option but to put a some kind of NATO strap on it because there was no way I was taking off the spring bar. because it's basically got one fixed spring bar, which I didn't know. A lot of watches have fixed spring bars. Did you know that? There are some watches that don't. You can't remove the spring bar. They're made specifically for NATO straps.
Oh, the native shirt ones, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Orient. It
And
has a. I'm biased on Orient is because the watch that was passed down to from my grandpa is an Orient, so Orient will always have a space for me. Um, but I
this,
would get Orient before I get a Timex because Orient and Timex are about the same price point, and
and you're
Orient,
getting
in
an
my opinion,
actual,
is a hell of better
yeah,
watch.
you're getting a basically just a cheap down Seiko
Mm-hmm.
when you're buying an Orient. So that Orient, specifically the Bambino, that one we're looking at, is it's another watch that I have to say is extremely famous within the sub $300-$400
Yeah,
watch
because it
community.
is a dress watch, bro. You can buy this watch and no one be able to tell, like unless they really understand watches. Like it's a dressy watch. You put that in a suit, you could just wear it as a regular day. It's a good looking watch.
Yep, it is. So the Timex Marlin. See, I don't like this.
Again, like
I don't like this one.
Timex.
Yeah,
Keep
it's
going.
got a Miata automatic, just like the Expedition. I would buy the Expedition before buying this. Seiko 5 Sports Field Watch. Ta-da! You can see one right here if you want to just look at this one.
So this one, I think this one is the original small one. I think these are. Oh no,
No,
never
it's the
mind.
same. It
This is
comes
the
the same
same one.
size,
Because
36.
the originals were like 33 or 34 millimeters when
Yeah.
they first made them. So
Yep, 4R36, 100 meters. Yeah, it's a field watch, military field watch. Mine's the same shit, just with a metal bracelet on it.
yeah.
Shinola.
Shinola.
I never heard of this.
I've
either.
heard of it, but it's just one of those brands. I think it's American brand. As a matter of fact, I think it's made
It
in
is American
Detroit.
assembled.
Is
American
it?
assembled. Yeah, it says it right there.
Okay, they do
Oh,
it in
it's
Detroit.
actually an American assembled quartz movement, is
Mhm.
what it is.
Yeah.
Interesting. This is definitely up there. If
I would get this. Why? Because of the name, right? Blancpain.
yeah,
I would get this specifically because of the name. I would probably never catch me wearing it.
it's
I
too
would just
big.
get it to have it.
It's 42, so I probably would never wear it. That's my problem with it. I was really looking into buying one, and there's just a couple things about the watch that I'm like, See, for example, the Swatch movement, the Swatch automatic movement, non-serviceable. The watch goes to shit. It's just a piece of jewelry at that point. And then
But you
another
buy
thing,
in
40,
Blancpain because
42.
it is a swatch, but you are still buying a Blancpain. It's their design.
Yes, it
It's
is
their
straight
design
up their
DNA.
design. Yes, it is
So,
straight up their design for that 50 Fathoms line.
mhm.
And it's got a cool looking case back with some nice looking movement. The movement is definitely not your average Swatch automatic movement. Like, it doesn't look like it, at least.
No, it's because of the colors, but
Yeah.
Belova, no. I
See,
think
but
it's
this watch gets a lot of hype, man, because of its heritage being the moon watch, you know?
Belova being the moon watch.
So Bulova at one point, this watch went to the moon. Yeah. One of the astronauts that went to the moon wore this.
1971. Seiko 5, yeah, especially the GMT. Seiko 5 GMT was the first of its kind.
Jay owns this watch.
Yeah, first of its kind from Seiko at that price point. They literally like
There wasn't
fucking
much
started.
better. There wasn't
There
much
isn't.
better choices at that price point to get when you want an automatic GMT.
Yeah,
The only thing I wasn't a fan is I think the watch would have looked a lot better if they just kept the original Oyster bracelet that is on all the other Seiko 5 divers.
keep going back up. For me, it looked better if they didn't have that bracelet on. Number one.
Yeah, like I said,
They
if it
didn't
was on
have
an
the
Oyster,
hands.
if it was on an Oyster bracelet like this, the watch would look so much better.
They didn't have those hands. They just had flat, regular, no, they just skinny hands. And also, if they didn't have those R markers so big, they would have them.
I like that.
The 12, 9, and a 6 smaller, the same size. That would have been perfect. But
I
if
like
they
that.
did that,
I
it
like
would
the
have cost
big.
$3,000.
I like the big indices. No loom. Oh, on the bezel. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
not a
about to
bezel.
say.
There's no.
I was about to say.
All right, keep
Polarizing
going down.
Cyclops. Yeah, the Cyclops is pretty big. I never heard of this brand.
Notice, never heard of it. Keep scrolling through. It's a Seiko Movement Citizen. This one is good. I got my hands on it, but it doesn't. It feels like the Orient watch that I have from my grandpa, except it's $400 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I think that's why they probably are on sale for $270 the other day. But they did come out with a new version. Mickey, can you actually search that up? Citizen Suyosa, uh, they made a new one with a small seconds dial, sub dial, and it's got a textured put images. Put new in front of it. Or it doesn't matter. Just put new. Go to all, see if it comes up in the listings. I saw this. It's if not, it's posted in the chat. I think I sent it. Scroll up. I think it was right there. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Yep. I really like this new version of the Citizen. It gives it some more character with the textured dial and the small seconds. And I told this to Jay the other day. I've been really, really loving watches with the small sub.
I like
seconds.
the bracelet on the other one, on the gold one.
I think. Oh no, they're not using the same bracelet.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Oh shit! So they changed the watch quite a bit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice that. It is on a.
It doesn't
bracelet.
really fit with the DNA of the watch. The second bracelet.
Yeah.
To the right.
The first
The one on the left fits better.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It looks like they just slapped on a presidential on that one versus this one looks a little more proprietary.
Uniform.
It's
Well, not proprietary, just uniform. It looks even,
okay.
symmetric. The
Yeah.
other one, it looks out of place.
I like,
you're
right. I like the
If
new
you had a
bracelet, though.
bigger bezel on it, it'd work
This
better.
one
But
just
it
looks
does.
a little more wonky.
Yeah.
Okay, we can keep going through the list.
I
Yeah,
love the Seiko. I
the
mean,
turtles.
keep
The
going
turtles
down.
are great.
I
I saw.
don't know what the fuck
I
this
saw.
is.
It's the Brewmetric. I actually saw a celebrity wearing this the other day.
I
We were
can
talking
see
about that.
some LA
Was it this
peeps
or the new Tag Heuer?
wearing
No,
this.
it's this.
Keep going down.
Unimatic Modelo Uno U1C.
Unimatic has been bouncing back and forth in social medias.
See, but the thing is this said best watch under 1,000 on top of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, if this watch is anywhere near $1,000, you're fucking crazy because it's got an NH35 movement, and that is
Keep going down.
dog shit cheap.
Go back up. Go back up. How much is it? Go down a little bit. A little bit more. What?
Right there, $590.
Yeah, no, no.
That's too much.
Yeah, keep going. It's the name you're paying for at this point.
Because you buy that, the Botery has the same movement in it for $100.
Hamilton. I'd get this before I get that one.
100%, 100%, and the Hamilton's $100 cheaper.
Bulova mill ship.
This is a hideous.
Yeah, it's
See,
pretty fucking ugly.
the strap size doesn't match the size of the bracelet.
Yeah,
I
it
mean the
doesn't.
size of the case. Like it looks like
looks like a Tommy Hilfiger watch.
it looks like it could be a female's watch with how skinny the strap looks.
41 mil.
Oh, that's definitely not female. It's too big. Oh, that's
Damn.
a thick boy too.
Yeah, and that strap.
Baltic. I've been seeing
I like this.
I've been
I
seeing
like
this
this
brand,
watch.
Baltic come up an extreme amount. I really like them. I think they're very nice. I've seen some a decent amount of reviews on them. They've all been pretty positive. Now it is this one actually has the micro mode.
And he has a Chinese movement. Look at that. It's a Hangzhou movement. Micro rotor automatic.
Yeah.
That's cool. Keep going down. Let's see what the price is on this.
500. I'm saying around $500.
Yeah.
583.
Yeah. Marathon. I never heard of this.
Yeah. Keep going.
Hey, there we
I
go.
fucking hate this watch. Nah,
It is
it's a
horrible.
joke.
Horrible.
I really like that watch. I do like it. Certina back in the day used to be a huge brand, right? And it does use as you can see, ETA Powermatic movement. Back in the day, they used to make their own movement. They used to be big in the community. And they kind of went away for a little bit, and then somebody brought them back again. And the name itself is big. The new watches, not sure about that, but the name itself holds.
I like
value.
that big.
And I do agree with a
date
watch
window.
like that. It should be 38 millimeters. It shouldn't be 41. The 41 is gonna be way too big.
For
that
the
watch.
Cons, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. That should
Keep
be a
going
smaller
down.
watch. Let me check out chat real quick.
Hamilton Ultramatic.
Do you buy the khaki?
Yeah, I'd get a khaki.
That's very nice.
Yeah, it's good looking. Keep going down. Mito watches also have like a place in a history. Again, they're just design. They lost their design thing where they're trying to be too much like Rolex. This Seiko again too much like Daytona. I don't know if I
That's
would.
the whole purpose of this watch, though, Jay,
Yeah,
is to give you Daytona vibes at like less than $1,000.
yeah.
But the only problem I have with this watch, which I understand, you basically can't get automatic chronograph under 1,000. So that's the problem with this. Is you to keep this watch at a lower price, you have to make it quartz.
Hmm. But
What is this?
I don't know.
Anomaly.
Autodrome Group B. I don't know who makes these.
Inspired by the dangerous 1980s rally cars of the same name. Autodromos Group B combines retro styling with 21st century technology by way of its unique titanium stainless steel bimetallic case.
It's very fucking busy, man.
It's
I'd go fucking
50
crazy trying to read the
millimeter
time on this thing.
teeth, 39-meter case size.
Not a fan.
It sucks. This one. What do
Jack
you guys think
Mason
about that?
Strato Timer GMT.
That's very busy for such a big clock
It
at the
is.
I don't
same
like the
time.
bracelet, man.
Yeah, just too much. Too much. There's so many fucking things going on. Oh, go back up? Not that I look at it from a side. It's pretty skinny from what it looks like.
It still looks ugly on top.
It is still fucking ugly.
I don't like the dial. Yeah.
It's like when a girl has a really nice side profile,
And then you
but
see her.
then you see her from the front. Nevada Grenchen Super Antarctic.
You know what I've noticed, and you say that now, Jamaica? A lot of girls with some nice bodies have some big ass fucking noses. Been noticing that shit lately, bro.
Doxa sub 200.
Yeah, Doxa has a huge following in the community.
Yes.
Huge following.
They have
in
them
the
in
community.
mares, don't they? Doxa? Or
Yeah.
it's Mito. They have both,
No,
actually.
Doxa for sure. They have them in mares. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the colors. I don't know what's the thing about it.
That's
like
it?
Watches of Switzerland, which is mares,
That's it.
basically.
All right, now we can go to the next one.
We have a few minutes.
Oh, our favorite Your Tango bullshit.
Hmm.
Wives go wild for husbands who do these 5 things. Let's read this, boys.
What was it again?
Wives
will
go wild
hard-
for husbands who do these 5 things.
Tell her she
One.
looks nice. Only if she does look nice. She looks like shit. You shouldn't lie.
Yeah, I like to be honest.
Yeah.
Even with my mom, if she asks me how do I look, she'll know. I'll look at her and I'll laugh at her if I think she doesn't look good.
I do
No,
the
what-
same thing, bro.
I won't
I
tell
don't.
her, but
I
I'll
don't laugh. I say, well, it doesn't really look good, but it's okay. We can fix it.
You can fix it.
Yeah, we can
I
fix
can't.
this. Slap her on the butt. All right, change this. Let's go to dinner now. That's it.
Number 2, set up a date. Girls like that. Just that's
Not
what
when
it is.
not when I'm your fucking husband. You like, especially if you don't work. You might want to do that.
Take some weight off her shoulders. So when you do some
And
extra
read this a little
things
bit.
around. Many wives carry the weight of the world on their shoulders: house care, child care, scheduling, their work, their parents, and you. I would encourage you to try and lift some of the weight off of your wife's shoulders. Even if it's just for a day, don't ask her what she needs. Instead, look for an opportunity and just do it. You can tell her that you're going to do it, but don't ask her if you can do it.
Nah, see, now you just going and doing it. Sometimes that can be a problem
Yes.
because sometimes they want it done a certain way.
Yeah, try to do
So
laundry
I
the way she
I
doesn't want you to do
personally,
it.
when I see Emily is stressed, like maybe we're getting ready to go somewhere and she's stressed because she's running late or whatever. Like, hey, babe, what can I help you with? Simple as that. It just takes a basic question. I don't understand why you have to do it without saying nothing.
Bro, you give her a gift, okay? It's just pretty self-explanatory. Hug her. Self-explanatory. Now, do you see the things you have to do to make them happy for us? Sleep, silence, food, sex. That's it. That's it.
You're a simple man, Jay. You're a simple man.
Sex, silence, sandwiches. That's it.
Sex, silent sandwiches.
No, I mean, tell me, like, what else do you need?
Yeah, make it so we're just gonna skip over the best watch you could get for like $10. Yeah, bro.
What?
What does it have to say? Tell me what it's got to say.
Wait,
He's
what?
like this stupid fucking watch,
It is fucking stupid.
bro. This is the
I have
best.
one. It's stupid.
This
I have
is
a
probably
gold version of
this
it,
is
but
probably
it's
one of the
stupid.
best watches I ever bought.
I need to get me a Casio. I've never owned a Casio before.
You know, after you said that world time, I was like, damn, I know what his birthday gift is.
Well, you guys want to cut it? We're right there.
Yeah,
Well,
that's fine.
let's do
Whatever you
another
like,
article
Iggy.
or two.
What do you
There
want
we
to do,
go.
Jay?
Do another article or two.
One. We'll do one more. Which one do you want to do?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you one in a second. I'm gonna tell
you can do no, not this one. There's another one. There's with cars, and go another one. I don't know, for whatever reason I had a lot of cars. Well, I have some interesting stuff about space if you want to go there. Yeah, this is what I kind of want to talk. 3-row pickup trucks are going to be a thing.
3-row pickup truck. That sounds like a
How big is
long
this
fucking
motherfucker
bus to
gonna be?
drive around.
Yeah.
Unless the bed is like this big.
Keep going down. Let's see what the fuck they're talking about here. Like, I don't understand how they're squeezing the third row in there.
But third row where?
Exactly.
This doesn't have a third row.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So they're saying, do you think? Okay, well, just forget it. Let's talk about this. Do you think that's gonna become a thing? 3-row pickup
Yeah.
trucks?
It's a
Um,
lot
I
of
don't- I
people.
don't-
At that point, you might as well just get a van. You're just looking at a different type of vehicle at that point.
I just don't see it. Like, how are you gonna drive it? Like, 3-row car, like the basic most smallest 3-row car is already big enough. Now you attach a bed to it. How big is this bed?
Just get a minivan.
I mean, the smallest 3-row car I've ever seen is probably the Tesla. Like most
SUV wise,
yeah.
yeah.
So most compact one, and then add a bed to that.
Yeah, it's just not.
How's that gonna work?
I don't know. I don't know. There was another one, like the worst cars.
And then I have, if you want to mix with cars and watches, F1 just released a Tudor.
No, we talked about watches.
Damn, Jay, you gonna
We
shut my
talked
shit
about
down?
watches, bro.
We're on cars right now, and it mixed cars and watches.
Yeah, but we talked about watches
All
enough.
right, when we talk about relationships and you bring up another one, I'm gonna say the same thing.
we can if you want.
Okay, I will.
Oops, something went wrong.
That's it.
What was the scientist create a game-changing device? What was that? Game-changing device to diffuse planet warming gas. Very okay. So this is something that everybody's been talking about. Is basically cows farting. They're blaming global warming because of the gases the cows release. So apparently they came out with the fucking device that can minimize this, right?
So researchers are developing a radical system that uses chlorine atoms to hunt down and diffuse planet warming methane in animal barns. If this setup proves capable or scalable, it could be greatly reduce methane output from livestock and agriculture, which the federal government blames for 37% of human-caused production of gas. The impact is great, as methane has more than 80 times more warming potential than carbon dioxide during the first 2 decades. It reaches the atmosphere, the Environmental Defense Fund reports. So I guess they're gonna basically blast their farts with chlorine,
I guess.
to diffuse that. But how bad is the chlorine for the environment then, you know?
I think what they probably will do, they'll probably do some sort of a ventilation system where he sucks all that air out and pushes it through some sort of a chlorine
Filter.
catcher, and then they just, I think that's
Because if they start releasing chlorine atoms into the fucking
atmosphere, that can't be good either.
and it's gonna be shitty for the cows, and then we're gonna consume that shit through the cows, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be more like sucking the gas in from the area into the filter. But then how do you make a barn fucking airproof, airtight?
You're right, a fucking barn, you know? I mean, I guess where most cows actually sit is
Can
just
you
like a
imagine
normal
walking
barn,
in
like you're
there
thinking,
if the
but-
fucking system is not working? Them cows passed out, high on methane because the fucking air ventilation didn't work.
They're high
bro.
on their own
On their own farts.
I mean, I bet they probably do get pretty high on their own farts at that point. Because
Yeah.
methane, if it has methane in it.
What is
Well,
this?
No, doing another one?
That's fine. What is it?
A painfully honest truth I wish my mother had told me about marriage.
Oh, no, this is relationship stuff. We can't talk about this. We're going to talk about it.
Oh.
No, I'm
Well,
just
I
fucking
can't
with
find
you. I'm just
I
fucking
can't I
with you.
can't find the car article, so
No, how about this? Let's do this. The divorce.
What?
The divorce stuff.
I don't remember which one. That
People
was.
with these 5 traits most likely get a divorce.
What are we? What?
Keep going to the right. Yeah.
I mean to the.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
You had it. There you go.
Keep going. Let's see what these traits are. That's probably from our favorite tango bullshit.
It is unrealistic.
Often, when people enter into marriage, they believe that they have found their soulmate. That this person will have their lover and will be their lover and their best friend and father or mother of their children, whose love will guide them through it all. Unfortunately, these expectations just aren't based on reality. No one can be everything to one person. Expecting someone to be everything to
agree.
you is setting yourself.
Who do
up
you
for
think? Who do
disappointment.
you think enters in a relationship with that idea more, men or women?
I think both have that delusion sometimes, for sure.
You think men do have that delusion?
Sometimes, yes.
You kind of know that you're.
Yes.
Yeah, like as a guy, you kind of know you're settling
No,
down.
I definitely think men sometimes have that delusion as well.
Like
for
she's
sure.
perfect for being a mother.
That she's the one, and she's perfect as she is, and she doesn't need to change, and that
Well, we definitely
that they're
don't
their
want girls to
soulmate.
change.
Soulmate.
Yeah.
Well, there's certain things, bad habits you're gonna try and mess with.
Oh, I don't know fucking that. See, that's the thing. Getting with a girl that already has bad habits.
Well,
That's
so
that's already a L.
everyone has their own bad habits, Jay.
They
no
do,
one
but
fucking has no bad habits.
yeah,
bro.
but they
Come on.
do. But my point is, if they do have bad habits, you gotta see if you can live with those bad habits, right? Does it make sense? Like not get in
Yeah,
a relationship, try
compromise.
to change their bad habits. Fuck that. She should
Well, not
already
not
not
with
come
the
with those bad
intent
habits.
to change them, no. But I do believe that relationships can do require work, a little bit of work into figuring out the other person, understanding them. And so to think that this whole idea of soulmate, that this is exactly the person for you, and that they're never gonna make you mad, and they're the perfect one where you're never gonna have run into problems. Yeah, that's pretty fucking
So
delusional.
I don't know. There's something here. Alex
People who
posted.
are
Foreign governments have been requesting access to push notifications
That was
data
early in
from
the pod. I
Apple
didn't.
and Google. When a U.S. senator requested an explanation from these companies, they said they can't talk about it because they are under a gag order with the U.S. government.
Yeah, I don't know what he was. I saw that he brought that up, but I couldn't remember where that attached to in the pod. Sorry, but I couldn't.
Not communicative.
non-communicative. People who are most likely to get divorced have difficulty communicating. They're unable to talk about their feelings or to listen to others talk about theirs. Marriage is a lifetime journey, and two people occupying the same space for such
But
a
see,
long time can be challenging.
here's the thing, bro. There are people out there that don't like to talk. Like they don't like to talk. Like there are people that like to talk, and there are people that don't like to talk.
Yeah, but in a relationship, you're gonna be required to talk about things. You can't just expect things to go on with silence.
No, I understand that, but overall, men use less words a day than women do. So right off the get, we're less talkative to begin with, right? So if I'm less talkative, wouldn't that behoove that I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
but
talk less
so
in a relationship?
see, but less talkative and you talking less in the relationship is one thing, but non-communicative is another. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, well, obviously, if it bothers you, if you have boundaries, you set those boundaries and they step out, you gotta fucking enforce them.
The problem is when something happens and you
And
just
then you
don't say
be
anything.
passive aggressive like a little bitch, and that's when you get the problems.
Exactly. Entitled. Yeah. Don't you can never feel like you deserve anything. Like you are rightful to some kind of thing because of whatever.
Yeah. In what sense?
Like I think they were talking about
You're
like
my husband, so you have to do.
I think
You have
everyone.
to give me massages.
No, I think everyone is entitled to one thing, right? If you're getting married, men
well,
are
there's
entitled
basic
to a dutiful wife, and a wife is
there's
entitled
basic
to a dutiful husband. Meaning, guy does his roles, provide and protect. Girl does her roles, nurture and take care. Right? I think that's what you should mean. That those are the things that you're entitled to in a relationship. But after that, it's just I don't know.
inflexible. Yeah, when you have no give. You have to be able to
Well,
give and
see,
take.
here's the thing. If someone is inflexible, you can see this off the get. So if you marry someone that's inflexible, take fucking accountability. That divorce is on your own fucking head. You saw this right off the get. You
That
know?
is true. That is true. That's something you're gonna recognize pretty quickly that this person is kind of on their own time and only their time.
And they're
They don't
doing
really
what
give a
they
fuck.
want and they're saying that this is how it's gonna be and they don't want to give. Like if you get into that relationship and then decide to get married and then you get that divorce and then say how what kind of an asshole this person was, nah, bro, you're the asshole.
You're the dumbass who married the asshole
Exactly.
in the first place. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys, but well, that's it for today. Thank you everyone who came into the chat and joined us. Copper, Nat, Alex, all you guys who came in. My father,
Boomer.
my mother. I think Rodolfo was in there for a split
He
second. Thank
was
you guys.
Arthur
Before we forget,
Foreman.
official, yeah, Matt. Shout out to Matt. Official sponsor, guys, Vitality Wellness Center. Make sure to check out Vitality on Park Street and 4th Street, guys, for all your recovery needs. They got cosmetics and a bunch of other things they deal
Yeah,
with.
they started just new thing with cosmetics for all the girls or your wives. You want to do them a present. You want to do that one gift giving thing, just like they talked
My
about.
dad got a facial.
I understand that, but remember how that article said, "Give them a gift."
Yeah.
Give them a gift to Vitality. Trust me, they're going to fucking love it.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And
They're going to love
and
it.
you know how you can do it? You just got to put Vitality in the chat and you get 1 free credit to a modality. You can give it to your wife.
Yeah. And then if she wants like a facial or something like that, they can do that shit over there. I don't understand this.
Jay,
I don't know.
really,
I go
thought you were
crazy.
I thought you were about to say some out of pocket shit talking about. And if your wife needs a facial, tell her call me.
Nah. Don't tell her to call me.
Go to Vitality.
I'm telling you this right now. If any of your wives or girlfriends or ex-wives or ex-girlfriends contact me for the facial, it's going to be immediately blocked phone number. Fuck, I don't give a shit how cute she is. I don't give a shit how much you want to jump on that dick. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
I look at it this way.
There's a reason why she's an ex, and why would I stick my dick into crazy?
No, I look at it this way. Anybody I know that I look at as a friend of mine, the moment they get a girlfriend or they're interested in that girl or whatever it is, that girl's another dude friend.
She doesn't exist for me at all.
Exactly. She's a dude. She's a dude at this point.
She's not even a dude, bro. Like if it was a dude, I'd have a conversation. I don't want to have a conversation with them. I probably didn't like him to begin with.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure to check out Vitality. You guys